Good Saturday morning to Eastern PA Weather Authority meteorologist Bobby Martrich. This is your weekend outlook for March 1st and March 2nd. Welcome to the first day of meteorological spring. And unfortunately, we're not going to be starting spring just yet. So unlike the past few years where we got into March and we got into some warmer temperatures, I think you're going to have to wait for that until at least the middle of the month until we are looking at a pattern change. And in the next couple of weeks here, we're going to be dealing with some wintry precipitation chances, and we'll get into that. The first one is going to be Sunday night into the day on Monday. Now, there's some changes here in the last couple runs here of the models here, and we're going to go through that here. First of all, here's Saturday afternoon. High pressure sitting over top of us here, so you should have a pretty much nice day until this moves off the coast here. You're going to have increasing clouds. And the winds are going to be primarily out of the southwest, out ahead of this frontal boundary. See this frontal boundary up here? This is actually going to be what's going to drive our weather pretty much, because it's going to set up shop just south of our region here, and that's going to be the focal point of where the precipitation comes in. And here's Sunday, or actually this is overnight. Saturday night, you see the fronts moving a little further south here, and that's going to continue southward here. Some light snow showers here on Saturday afternoon, or excuse me, Sunday afternoon, will start to break out across the area. Maybe some rain and snow showers down here, down a little bit further south towards the Pennsylvania-Maryland border. But our system is going to be taking shape here in the Tennessee Valley. Probably going to come in a couple waves here. You're going to have one late wave that's going to be jumping out ahead of it, that's out here, very weak, and another one is way off the map here, down here. But they're going to be in a series of waves, I think, as it pushes through here. So it might not just be one consolidated low moving along that frontal boundary, but it is going to move up there nonetheless. And you can see that's an elongated low here, really long, elongated low. And then there's a frontal boundary that kind of sets up like this, and along that frontal boundary you have the sleet and freezing rain, and then rain to the south here to this point here, but north of here you're talking about all snow. Now this is the GFS run here. The GFS the 18Z run was absolutely horrible as far as for anybody wanting snow up in our area here. The overnight run of the GFS did shift a little bit to the north. But it's still just it looks like it's just a frontal boundary that just wants to progressively push through and not really do too much here. This could happen, and that's going to be depending on this polar vortex up here and how strong it is. The models are really making this polar vortex that's sitting up here very strong, which is actually making this pushing this down to the south here. So if this is relaxing a little bit and retreating slightly like we think it will, it'll allow the moisture to come up a little bit further north, and there's less confluence ripping up against it here. So I think that this area will fill in a little bit more, and it'll wind up going north, but we'll have to wait to see how that transpires over the next couple model cycles here, and see if we'll have to change anything for the first call that we already put out there. And then see here the GFS just takes this off the coast here, and it's no big deal. And then I just want to get to Wednesday real quick. There is a little kind of like a weak disturbance clipper frontal boundary that's going to move through here with some maybe touch off a few snow showers here on Wednesday morning, but that's not going to be a big deal. Going over the GFS snowfall, this is just for this system on over in the Sunday to Monday time frame here. You see what the GFS does here. Brings all the heaviest precipitation down here way to the south. This is the heaviest precipitation, and just lighter stuff up here at this point, not a big deal. However, I can say that the GFS ensembles are much further north. Now this is the heaviest precipitation on the GFS was down in this area here, and you see the GFS is taking the ensembles are actually taking it further north. So that's a good sign, as far as getting the precipitation back further north. The ensembles certainly would indicate that, but the European model was very close to this amount too. I mean, if you look at the European model, I can't show you the graphic due to copyright restrictions. The European model brought the heaviest snow probably a little bit further than the GFS did, but this is probably your cutoff of the real heavy stuff, right? Just like this. So just extreme southern PA gets into the heaviest accumulation. So something like this, and then point south is where you would have your heaviest accumulation. Still getting moderate up in this area to about here, just around Lehigh Valley or whatever, and then up here is really nothing going on here in Northeast PA on the European model either. So It could be right, yes, but we're going to continue to follow the trends over the next couple model cycles and then keep updating the calls as we get a little bit closer. Here's our first call map, and this is on the Weather Alert Maps page, and this will be updated over the weekend, so please check back in the evenings. And we'll have a second call issued on Saturday night and a final call on Sunday afternoon. Here is the first call right here. You see we went a little bit further north here with the aggressive area of 8 to 14. And somebody will get in this 8 to 14 range. It's just a question if it's going to be this far north yet. Of course, the Euro has it, Euro GFS, and the ensembles kind of have it a little bit further south, kind of down here like this, in this area. So, we'll have to obviously pay attention to that and see what transpires in the future model cycles. But right now, this is our call, and we'll alter this if we need be with a second call this evening. Okay, I want to go to the next system here, and yes, there is another system possibility. Here's the GFS, and the GFS is actually showing a system down here in the Gulf of Mexico, but this one does not want to, it actually starts heading up the coast with it here. And this is the March 7th system we were talking about here. Here's your low pressure system. It starts going up the coast, but the GFS actually takes this off the coast here, elongates it a little bit, takes it off the coast, and just takes it northeast from that point harmlessly. And luckily, it spares our area here. I can tell you that the European model that I saw tonight takes this much further north, and it does hit our area, at least parts of our area, with some pretty good snowfall, especially interior areas northwest of I-95. So we'll have to keep an eye on this because it could be another system we're dealing with. And this would be in the Friday-Saturday time frame of next week. So, we'll just keep on top of these storms one by one, and we're going to take the first one. Obviously, there's enough problems we're having with the first one, trying to narrow down what's going to happen. So, this system here, definitely take it with a grain of salt, because anything could happen with this one at this point, because the first one hasn't been decided what's going on yet. So just keep with us on the Facebook page over the weekend. We'll be updating there. I'm Eastern PA Weather Authority meteorologist Bobby Martrich. That is your outlook for March 1st and March 2nd, 2014. Have a great weekend.